Today I messed up by accidentally booking myself on a 17-hour train ride because it was cheaper. So, this happened last week, and I still feel like an idiot. I was planning a quick trip to visit my friend in a city about 4 hours away by train, and I thought it'd be fun to try out the scenic route. Maybe pass through some mountains, cute little towns, maybe even spot a moose. I've been working from home and thought the change of scenery could be refreshing. So, I'm on the website comparing train tickets, and I see an option that was way cheaper than the rest. Excited, I booked it without looking at the itinerary. It had the correct destination. Well, the day comes, the train departs, and within the first hour, I'm already starting to get suspicious. We pass through this super random industrial area, then loop back around to the starting station for some reason, and then we head out again in a totally different direction. The whole vibe is off. But at this point, I'm still convinced it's part of the scenic route, so I just sit back and start munching on my snacks. 3 hours later, I'm definitely not where I should be. We've stopped at every single train station known to man, and a few that look like they haven't seen a passenger since 1974. I finally ask the train conductor, "This train goes to my destination, right?" He just laughs, and then says, eventually, "This was not a scenic train. This was the we're going to take you to every village and backwoods town train." Turns out I'd accidentally booked myself onto a commuter train that essentially stops everywhere and is mainly for locals hopping from one rural spot to another. Google Maps showed I was practically zigzagging across the region like a demented Pac-Man. At hour 7, I ran out of snacks. At hour 10, I ran out of patience. By hour 13, I questioned every choice I'd ever made. There was no Wi-Fi, so I couldn't even stream anything. I basically had to entertain myself by counting the cows we passed. When I finally arrived at my friend's place, I was basically a shell of a human. Looked like I'd just come back from some post-apocalyptic survival training. My friend had already gone to bed. Today I messed up by never using my core muscles for 30 years. This is probably going to sound dumb, and that's because it is. Why balance has always been shitty. I attributed that to the fact that during puberty I grew 1 foot taller in a single year. I figured my body never got adjusted to the new equilibrium because it happened so quickly. I never gave it any thought beyond that. So one day I was stretching before a run and had moved on to the flamingo stretch. Quad stretch where you stand on one leg. My wife was there, and she likes to poke fun at my lack of balance. It's just some lighthearted ribbing, it's no big deal. So I was hopping on 1 foot and flailing my arms. My wife was laughing at me, and she uttered these fateful words. "Wife, it's like you're not using your core at all." Me, a dumbass. Why would I use my core? I'm balancing on my leg. Wife. Wait, what do you mean? Your balance comes from your core. Me. I'm not using my core. I'm using my legs. Wife. You're not flexing your core at all? Me, no, that's stupid. Why would I need my core to balance on my leg? Wife, flex your core right now. Just do it. So I flexed my abs, and I immediately stopped wobbling over and stood upright. Me, that's weird. Wife, have you been balancing without your core this whole time? Me, I guess so. I didn't think I needed it. Wife, how the fuck have you been balancing without your core? Me, well, badly. I didn't know I needed to do it. Wife, you have to use your core for everything. Why wouldn't you need it to balance? Me, I don't really use my core all that often. Wife, what? So after that, I'd just be doing a normal activity like carrying one of our kids in my arm, and my wife would ask me if I was using my core. So I'd start flexing my core, and my kid would get easier to carry, or she would ask me how I do something. For instance, how do I get in a car? Well, I bend my legs and just sort of fall backwards into the seat. After a few days of this, something clicked in my brain. I loved sports as a kid. I played them all the time, nearly every day. But I was always bad at them. My balance was awful, and I was uncoordinated. I was a terrible swimmer. I was weak. I was so weak, in fact, that I never understood when people would say that men are so much stronger than women. My wife could overpower me when she wanted to. I'd struggle and strain, and she would push me back. It was a bit humiliating, but I never let her know that. Well, it took some training, but eventually I started instinctively using my core for everything. I started using it while walking, while lifting things, even just standing in one spot I use my core now. It's been 2 years, and I sometimes can't believe the change I've seen. I'm 33, and I'm the strongest I've ever been. I can do things with ease that I used to struggle with. I'm stronger than my wife now, which is an ego boost. I beat my half marathon time by 30 minutes, from 2:20 to 1:50. This summer, I started lifting weights to get even stronger. I love how I feel now. My confidence is higher, and I'm a happier person. I'm not sure how I never learned to use my core muscles for anything. I do wonder how strong I could have gotten in my 20s if I had been using my body the way I was supposed to. I don't dwell on it. I'm just glad that I was able to change my body when I did. I never would have thought that a playful jibe from my wife would change my life so much. Today I messed up by finishing before clothes even came off. I, 28M, am a kissless virgin. No hand-holding, no hugs that lasted longer than a couple seconds. Nothing. I've spent my entire adult life either too shy or too awkward to pursue anything resembling romance. Though I've been dating this absolutely stunning woman, 26F, for the past 2 months. She's sweet, funny, and way too good for me. Like she's dating down into the earth's crust levels of too good for me, and I love her. I don't know why she would want me in the first place, but I definitely fumbled it now. Last night, we were at her place, having what I thought was a casual movie night. But then the vibe shifted. She cuddled up to me, was laughing a little harder at my terrible jokes, and then it happened. She asked me if I wanted a kiss, and I nodded. She leaned in then, and did it. My first ever kiss. My brain went into complete meltdown mode. She kept kissing me, and even got on my lap. After a minute or two of kissing like this, she stroked the hair on the back of my head, and that did it for me. It was embarrassing. It wasn't subtle, either. No, maybe she didn't notice. She probably felt it since she was straddling my lap. There was absolutely no hiding it. She froze mid-kiss, and I felt her kind of smile. She was probably about to laugh at me. I panicked. I stammered something incomprehensible, grabbed my jacket, and bolted. I spent the rest of the night lying in bed, staring at the ceiling, wondering why I was born. She actually texted me, probably making fun of me, or saying that she doesn't want to see me again. I haven't opened it. I can't. I'm so fucking humiliated. What am I supposed to say? Sorry, I finished in my pants because I got overwhelmed by a kiss? I can't even think about it without wanting to disappear into a black hole. I probably ruined everything, and she's probably laughing about this with her friends now. Edit. Yeah, I was panicking for nothing. I opened the text and she was asking if I was okay, then said that she thought it was kind of hot. I did apologize for storming off, and we're good now. She also told me that I'll build more stamina with practice. Today I messed up, got drunk at a Christmas party, and gave her my room key. Last week I went to my company's Christmas party, a very fancy, even for the 800+ staff, open bar all night kind of deal. At around 2 a.m., I was standing at the bar chatting up the young lady who was head of HR. She mentioned she needed to get a taxi to go home at some point, and I, who was already well on my way, slipped her my spare room key and gave her my room number and said my bed is big enough, and I walked away. A bit later, she approached me laughing, saying it's probably a bit unprofessional for her to sleep over. I was shocked, as I at first couldn't remember what I did. I went back to work today again, forgetting about the incident, only for a good friend to come to me and ask if I have been fired yet. That brought it all back. Do I regret it? Definitely not, and I would probably do it again. Today I messed up by giving a woman my number at work. I, 24M, work at a home improvement store, and there's this coworker, 40F, who I find very attractive. Yes, she's older than me, but I tend to find older women attractive. Anyways, she has called me cute like 5 times in the past month, which I thought was interesting. I also said she looked cute as well 2 of those times, so I thought we may be in the same page, but I still didn't do anything. Well, today, she asked me if I'm seeing anyone, or if I'm talking to any other women, which to me was almost a clear indication that she may want to go out on a date or something. We ended up getting cut off by another coworker, so about 10 to 15 minutes later, I gave her my number on a small sheet of paper. I had stuff going and didn't want to have my phone out while the boss was walking around. Well, I immediately called my work friend, 20F, who also knows her very well, and she informed me that I made a big mistake and that the lady whom I gave my number to is already seeing someone and was only calling me cute because I reminded her of her own son, and she had hoped I didn't take it the wrong way. The reason she asked if I was seeing anyone was because there's another girl who she thought would like me. So yeah, this just happened. Edit. She told my other coworker friend that she thinks I'm really weird for that. Damn. Edit 2. I had wrote a note on the sheet of paper to the effect of, to the lady who's always cute, so there's that. Huge edit. 40F, coworker had a talk with me, and she said that younger coworker, 20F, was lying about the whole weird thing because she was insanely jealous. Coworker, 40F, told me she finds me very attractive and that I still have your number, smiley face.